Alrighty, everybody, we are back again with another NHD video. This one we are talking about the thesis statement. For your thesis statement for the project, you are going to have to build both a background context and your actual thesis statement. The thesis statement comes at the end of a paragraph that you'll write and will be your main argument. So, I have included here a copy of my sample thesis statement, and I'll walk you through how I built it. So the background and thesis statement altogether should be about 3 to 5 sentences. In my mind, I don't think you can do it in less than 3 sentences. And when you get more than 5 sentences, it starts to really run on and you start to have too much information in here. So I've written my entire background and my thesis statement here to show you. And now this one is, some of my best work. And it's a little bit more advanced than what I'm expecting from you guys. It's a little bit more in depth, but it will show you a top-notch sample that you can go off of. So first thing I wanted to do is introduce my topic. My topic is Declaration of Independence, Triumph for All, question mark. And that fits with the theme of triumph and tragedy in history, which is the NHD theme. So first thing I got to figure out is what am I going to argue with the Declaration of Independence? What am I going to, what's my main point? I can't just be overviewing what the Declaration of Independence is. I got to make some kind of point, some kind of argument. So my argument is the fact that the Declaration of Independence was an achievement of freedom and equality. And while some historians, a lot of people, criticize the Founding Fathers for excluding women and African Americans from it, my ultimate argument is that the Founding Fathers set the stage and created the founding principles ingrained in American society that allowed for women and African American citizens to gain all their rights and freedom later. And I make the point of view that what the Founding Fathers did wasn't necessarily right, but what I'm saying is that without their founding principles, we would never have been able to achieve the goals later. So, and that's what I'm going to argue is that they didn't get it all right, but they, set us up in the right direction to get it right later. So, what I want to do first is set the stage. I got to talk about what the Declaration of Independence is. So, my first sentence is a little bit of context. On July 4th, 1776, delegates of the Second Continental Congress forever enshrined their place in history by signing the Declaration of Independence, the document that unshackled the English colonies from British rule and established the United States of America. This really is nice. It gives us a date, gives us a context, tells us what's going on. Now I really want to talk about what the Declaration of Independence is. The principles written into the language of the Declaration of Independence at the hand of Thomas Jefferson espouse ideas of freedom and equality for all. Many historians criticize the Founding Fathers for the political disenfranchisement, meaning, people can't vote and have no political power. They established in the political systems of the young nation for women and especially then enslaved African Americans. So I've set up the controversy. I'm really it's setting up the question. I have a question mark at the end of my topic, so that's what I'm going to address. And here is my argument at the end. Regardless the mistakes of the era, the Declaration of Independence stands as a triumph in the democratic political history of humankind for its principal ideas that became ingrained in the fabric of society and allowed for the seeds of freedom to grow and later be truly realized by all Americans. The reason I like my thesis statement so much is that I haven't spoiled anything. I haven't given anything away. I set up the project so people have to explore it to figure out what I'm actually talking about. And, in a later video, I'm going to show you more about my outline. But at the end, my outline, I really talk about how slavery, violated the ideals of the Declaration of Independence, and I'll bring in, Abraham Lincoln and the Gettysburg Address, who really addresses this idea. And then I'm going to bring in the women's rights movement and how they rewrote the Declaration of Independence to include men and women in it. So, the ideals of the Declaration of Independence are there in these movements later on, and the ideals of the founding fathers are able to be brought up and used as valid arguments because they're so ingrained in American society all the way back here at the beginning in 1776. So just to recap, I'm building my background context thesis statement. It should be no less than 3 sentences, but no more than 5 sentences. You should have a sentence setting the stage about what's going on, hooking the reader into the project. Then you should introduce the topic and talk about, get more specific about what you're really discussing. And then most importantly, where all your points, where all your, the best parts of your projects come from is your thesis statement. Make your argument. Have something that people could debate. Don't just say this is what happened on this day. Really say something is significant or say something is important and, have it so you can prove it later with your sources. So I hope this helps everybody build your rough thesis statement. We're going to build them in class, and then we're going to revise them, and we're going to see what the final ones look like. So I'm really excited. This is one of the best parts of the NHD project. So good luck, everybody, and happy building.